Afternoon. So this is your phonics video for Wednesday, March 31st. We are on lesson 17 today, and I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's going to be a quick one. All right, so we are on lesson 17 today, and we are going to start with being a sound scientist. Our first sentence today says, my sister was frightened during the thunderstorm last night. So we are going to focus on the word frightened in this sentence. How many syllables are there in the word frightened? Did you say two? Frightened. Frightened. There you go. There are two syllables. What is the vowel sound in that first syllable? Fright. Yeah, it's the I sound. Good. Now say the word frightened. Okay. Now say frightened without the D. Yeah, it's just frighten. Good. Say frighten. Now say it without the N. Yeah, it's fright. Good job. All right, so we're going to look at the same sentence again, but this time we're going to focus on the word thunderstorm. My sister was frightened during the thunderstorm last night. What two words do you hear in the compound word thunderstorm? Okay, we have thunder and then we have the word storm. Okay, say the word thunder. Now, can you say thunder without the Yes, you just get the word under. Okay, say the word storm. Now, can you say the word storm without the Yeah, you get the word store. Very good. What is a thunderstorm? How do those words thunder and storm help us understand what it is? So, a thunderstorm is a storm where you have a lot of thunder. And when you have thunder, we know what thunder is, the loud noise in the sky, and we know what a storm is. And when you put those two together, it helps you understand that there is a lot of thunder in that storm. Okay, so say the word thunderstorm. What would you get if you replaced thunder with rain? Yeah, you would just get rainstorm. What if you replaced thunder with wind? Get windstorm. Very good. All right, it's time to manipulate some phonemes, guys. You ready? Our first sentence says the kitten's fur was so soft. Soft. Soft is one syllable and it has four sounds. Soft. Soft. Good. We're going to replace the ft sound, the f of the f sound with l. Let's stretch this word out. All. What is that new word going to be? Salt. Very good. She sipped her hot tea. She sipped her hot tea. Sipped is one syllable. Sipped. How many sounds are in the word sipped? We have four. Sipped, sipped. Good. So the pt is the blend, and we're going to replace the p part with. So now we have if. What's the new word going to be? Sift. Very good. All right. I went home at 8 o'clock. Went is the word on the curve. It has four sounds. W and w and Good. So the nt is the blend, but we're going to replace the n with, what do you think that new word is going to be? Yeah, it's the word west. West. Very good. The rock sunk quickly to the bottom of the pond. Sunk is the word on the curve. How many syllables are in the word sunk? There's one syllable. How many sounds? 4. Unk. Unk. Good. So the unk is the blend. We're going to replace the ng part with l. Stretch that word out for me. What is the new word? Sulk. Sulk. The new word is sulk. Very nice. All right, our last sentence. My little brother likes to act like a dog. Act is the word on the curve. Act has one syllable, act, and it has 3 sounds. Act, act. Good. We're going to take the kt sound, the blend, and replace the k with p. What is the new word on the curve going to be? Apt is the new word on the curve. Very good. All right, it's spoonerism time. This one is so easy. You ready? It's do slown. Do slown. Do slown. What should that say? Yes, it's supposed to say slow down. All right, our learning targets for today are I can review the different kinds of verbs and I can change the tense of action verbs. So we have learned a lot about verbs. What are 2 kinds of verbs that we have learned about so far this year? We've learned about action verbs and we've learned about the being verbs or the to be verbs. So let's review orally some verbs by playing a game. Okay, we can't do this part. So we're gonna read a sentence or a phrase, and then I'm gonna ask you to tell me what the verb is in that sentence. Okay, here's our first one. Where did you get that notion? What's the verb in that sentence? It's the word did. Good. Did is the verb. Make an exception. What is the verb in that sentence? Make is the verb. Good. Give a generous portion. What is the verb? That's the word give. Good. Make a magic potion. Yes, make. What is all the commotion about? This one's tricky. The verb is the word is. What are the options? The verb is the word are. Meet at the train station. The word meet is the verb. Don't mention it. The word mention is the verb. Pay your taxes. What's the verb? Pay. Good. The key is in the ignition. The word is. I ate a huge portion. Ate. We stopped at the gas station. Yes, stopped. They looked in the dictionary. Looked. I have a cold. Have. She wrote a letter on stationery. Wrote. He is the apple of my eye. Is. Have a knee-jerk reaction. Have. Actions speak louder than words. Speak. Good. Good job, guys. And if you have trouble with those, you can go back and look at them again. Just email me or send me a message if you don't understand one of them, okay? All right, so we can change the form of a verb to indicate whether something is happening now, happening in the past, or will happen in the future. So let's look at this sentence. I walk. The verb is walk. What tense is this? Is it future, past, or present? It's the present tense. It means I'm doing it right now. What if I said I walked? What verb tense is this? Yeah, it's in the past. It means I've already done it. I will walk. What verb tense is that? It's in the future. Good. So today we're going to be focusing on verbs in the present and in the past. So when you see past tense, that means that it's already happened. It's over and done with. The present tense means that something is currently taking place or is happening right now. So here is an example. I paint today. What verb tense is this? When is it happening? It is in the present, mainly because it says today. Yesterday, I painted. What verb tense is that? It's in the past. Good. So most of the time, verbs change to the past by adding ed to the end of the word, like golfed, played, jumped, biked. Those all show that they've already happened. They've already been done with. So let's work on this page together. We'll do a few, and then I've given it to you to work on. Okay. All right, so on this page, we are working on past tense endings, ed. Most of the verbs can be changed from the present to the past tense by adding the suffix ed. So here is the example. I start, and then if you want to make it past tense, you would say I started. I want would change to I wanted. What would I need change to, guys? I needed. Good. We just add that ed there. What about I point, which become I pointed? Good. I paint would become I painted. Good. I plant would become I planted. Very good. All right, so sometimes the ed suffix is sounded like ed, as it is in the words that we just made. Planted, painted, pointed, needed. You hear both sounds, ed, but sometimes it just makes a d sound. Like I call becomes I called. You don't say called, it's just called. I open became I opened. I follow will become I followed. See how you don't hear the E? You still have to add the E, but you don't hear it. I show would become I showed. I seem would become I seemed. I yell will become I yelled. Very good. All right, and sometimes the suffix ed makes a t sound, like a T, okay? So we ask becomes we asked. We pass becomes we passed. We pick would become we picked. We finish becomes we finished. We jump would become we jumped. And we pack would become we packed. Even though it sounds like a T, it's still ED. Okay. All right. So what I want you to do on this part at the very bottom, you are going to do this part on your own. It says, which sound or sounds do we say at the end of the past tense verbs listed? They did the first one for you. Played. Do we hear ed, d, or t? Is it played, played, or plate? Which one was it? It was played, so they put a check mark there. You can just put a bubble color in the bubble. So you're going to do the same thing for sprinted, rushed, filled, and shouted, and watched. And then you're going to tell me, are all of these verbs, 1 through 6, are they verbs in the present or verbs in the past? Okay, so that is your work for one of your worksheets for today. We pretty much just did it together. You just got a little bit left. And then you have one more. It's easy peasy, not easy. So you have a short story to listen to. So you're going to listen to the short story, and then this page you're going to put these words from the story in ABC order. Here is the story. So the short story on this page has words with many of the new spellings from this unit. Read the story aloud to a family member or just listen to me read it to you. My younger brother, Jeremy, is a very serious person. He spends tons of time alone in his room studying. He rarely attends parties or agrees to do things with other kids. I sometimes wonder about the benefit of acting like that. I suppose Jeremy will probably go to college someday. Then he'll have a better chance to get a good job and make lots of money as an adult. With a little luck, I bet he could become rich. And so now you're going to come down here to page 2, and there are 6 words. We have serious, person, college, brother, wonder, and rarely. And you're going to write them on the lines in ABC order. Okay, so your learning targets for today were I can review the different kinds of verbs and I can change the tense of action verbs. That was it, guys. That was all that we had for phonics today. So it was super fast and super easy. And I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Don't forget to pay attention to the grammar mini lesson that is attached to your grammar work for today and be practicing those spelling words. All right. Bye, guys.